adventurism is driving me to go deep into the Onyama mines. It is the biggest coal mine in the whole of South. Well, the coronation of the new Oni is a watershed in the history of the Yoruba land generally, and Ife in particular. Now, because they have a leader now, that will... Simply put, Gura is a beautiful countryside with awesome landscapes. If something differently would be done to the Nigerian textile industries, that our youth would be employed. Many people that attend the church here can tell you.
Service in Holy Arosa is in
We are taking a canoe tour of the communities on the bank of River Niger in Kesu. The cameras are back in their old hunting ground. The story they tell now is of a brilliant Yobe state, which is forcibly asserting itself as a land of opportunity. It is a compelling tale of how purposeful leadership is changing lives and creating everlasting dreams.
God has answered our prayers for peace. We can now meet, we can rejoice, we can be happy, we are in good spirits, and we can celebrate.
If Yobe State were a bride, suitors will run out of sugar-coated whispers to woo her, and all will be statements of conviction, drawn out of true tests of character, beauty, humanity, and progression. You perhaps will not find a more welcome state than Yobe State today, and it is attractive for investment, in particularly agriculture and livestock. Nobody raises a finger when Yobe speaks of its livestock domination. As well, it possesses the largest desert ecosystem in Nigeria, which is suitable for tourism and environmentalist erudition. And it is endowed with visionary architects who are pushing the boundaries to guarantee a most modern state, prosperous and progressive.
We have continued to make our giant strides to make the state greater in line with the yearnings and aspirations of our people. This gathering may also serve as another vehicle for enlightenment and accountability on our stewardship.
Over the last 5 years, the government of Yobe State put behind itself the dislocation created in many of its communities by activities of insurgents and vigorously pursued agenda not only for reconstruction and rehabilitation, but of general well-being of its people. The most compelling of this general well-being is the holistic restoration of peace and the entrenchment of ideas of improved humanity and improved human society. Yobe State is perhaps the most peaceful state in the country today. A cheering news, obviously, because it is open to development and open to investment. The government ensured that it provided the correct atmosphere for both to happen. The aftermath of insurgency left Yobe State with a massive rehabilitation and reconstruction endeavors. Nowhere is it more so than in the education sector. Education has seen attack in schools, infrastructure, teachers and students. Yobe State was in deficit of education. Not anymore anyway. The state government stood up to the challenge and declared emergency in education. Over the last 5 years, the state was a picture of groundbreaking ideas of how to make up for lost time in education and the ways to achieve excellence in it. One of the clearest evidence of that action yet is this mega school in Damaturu. It has most modern buildings and offers high-end education. It accommodates 500 pupils who get their education free, and the school is replicated 7 times across the state. Well, Yobe is doing great as far as basic education is concerned. It has 7 mega schools, and when you talk of mega, it is mega both in terms of quantitative intake and also in the provision of infrastructure that are needed for the provision of basic education. Now, as we speak of that, it is not usually often what infrastructure you put in place, but we are also talking in terms of the personnel, the resources that are needed to plot of this school. So I am with the Permanent Secretary. Mr. Permanent Secretary,
7 mega schools
7 mega schools across the state.
across the state.
Yes, and also 7 model schools were being established by Honorable Mai Malabuni during the reporting period.
What do they do? What is the difference in them from the other schools we know?
Alhamdulillah, the difference is that, as you can see for yourself, the infrastructure are there. All that it takes for a student to get what is expected of him is there. So also we have well-equipped library. You have seen it for yourself. We have an ICT, which is being powered by solar energy. So be it whether we have the national grid or not, the ICT is working perfectly.
All right.
Yeah.
So that is for the mega school.
For the mega school.
Okay, for the other school.
For the other schools, as I've said earlier, we are on it. So,
why I bring this issue, we have a lot of issues of out-of-school children.
Yeah.
And then there is a continuous crave to have more children into the classrooms now.
Alhamdulillah, this has been taken good care of as far as Yobe State government is concerned, because as you know, previously we had a bitter experience, which we had some years back. So we were partnering with donor agencies and some other development partners. So, as you know, they are supplementing the effort of the government. So with these two, I think I cannot say we don't have out-of-school children, but it's negligible compared to other states.
But do you have the teachers, the necessary teachers to match up this your infrastructure?
Wonderful. We have them because we have been giving them the necessary training and retraining. And also their take-home pay is being taken care of perfectly.
We took the deliberate tour of the school just to observe some of those high-end provisions. It is interesting to note that during break, the school is deployed as a center for Islamic learning to members of its community and more. Yobe's commitment to the education of its people is an unending one, and it is achieving significant mileage in construction of schools, teacher training, recruitment, and school feeding. It is a running battle, obviously, but coincidentally, it is confronted by yet another running battle of the health type. Yobe State has a kidney disease burden whose major source it is yet to find credible answer to, but it is committing too much resources and intelligence to get to the root of it. I recall here an earlier story I did on the challenging issue with the updates on how to end the scourge. The air conditioners are in full blast in this research laboratory, but this young researcher is far from being in a cooling mode. The matter on ground can only produce heat waves for him and all healthcare providers in his native Yobe. There is literally a medical emergency in Yobe State. Its northern window, otherwise identified as Yobe North, grapples with scourge of kidney disease on a large scale. It is a long-standing medical issue that defies intelligent explanation. Again, there is not a family in this entity who have not experience of one of their member or two having a kidney disease. There are no absence of efforts from the state government and major interest groups to understand the root cause of the issue and tackle it head-on. Yet, the incidence is ever more increasing and more ravaging. To understand its scope, as at now, every day, 60 kidney disease patients undergo pre-dialysis at Yobe State University Teaching Hospital and more centers around the state at the expense of the state government, and a patient requires the dialysis twice a week. This figure does not include those who seek remedy on their own. This kidney disease patient is seated on a dialysis chair and shares his experience.
God is our witness. Without this dialysis, most of us will die. Every round of dialysis is 35,000 naira, and in a week, we go through it twice, which translates to 70,000 naira a week. To a poor patient, where could you source 70,000 naira every week for dialysis? But with a gesture from the state governor, we get it free, and it brings us peace of mind.
Yobe North is the most agriculturally fertile region of Yobe State. It is a livestock powerhouse with perhaps the highest density of livestock among regions going down northeast. Research activities question its rich water bodies and fertile soil as complicit in the kidney disease scourge. No conclusions are reached yet. To advance research and find answers to several conjectures, the state government put up a high-end laboratory in place to get to the root of the kidney disease endemic, as well as state-of-the-art equipment. Researchers from all over the world are also mobilized to support research, even as training exercises are mounted to advance manpower.
If you can be able to decode all these causes of kidney disease from across northern Yobe, that means it's a plus to the state government because it's going to get us rid of one of the greatest challenges that we have in the northern end, because there is virtually no family that is not affected by one or two cases of CKD, and in most cases there are recorded cases of death. So if you can be able to send to achieve this, then it is one of the mightiest achievements that the state has been battling.
By the way, this laboratory is also taking up deep-rooted research on malaria and dementia. Malaria is endemic, granted, across all of northern Nigeria, but dementia is new. Officials at the laboratory say although dementia is not too much common with Nigerians, it nevertheless is not out of place to prepare preventive measures.
Well, it's okay because it is a global issue. But actually, when you say it's not here, part of the awareness is also not there. The facility to detect and tell that it's here. We cannot say clearly that it is not here, but the awareness is not here, and there are no much data about it here in the country, or even in Africa.
So you're working on
data,
that now?
We are working on this, collecting data from all other countries. The center is in collaboration with lots of other centers as well.
In a recent development, the Yobe State Governor Malabuni has taken his fight against the kidney disease ravaging his people to London, seeking partnership and intelligence. He was at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, where he interacted with a known epidemiologist to seek for quick action, seeing how the disease is affecting more productive population of the state. Governor Buni said some data have been generated by the Yobe State Teaching Hospital to facilitate and fast-track research and diagnosis for advanced study into the cause of the disease. Yobe State is not only concerned with the scourge of the kidney diseases, senility or malaria, it is also strengthening its overall health system to world-class status to reduce travel of patients outside the country to seek health care and save medical foreign exchange for both the state and country. It is instructive now that the state government completed the building of a well-equipped maternal, newborn and child health complex at the Yobe State University Teaching Hospital. The complex has 300-bed capacity with 7 blocks comprising gynecology clinic, obstetrics theater, labor and delivery suite, emergency pediatrics and special baby care unit. The complex increased the teaching hospital's bed capacity to over 700 and make it up the biggest and one of the most equipped hospitals in the country. The child health complex is yet to begin work, but all necessary clinical equipment are in place. The Chief Medical Director, Yobe State University Teaching Hospital, Dr. Rogo, said it begins clinical service soon and speaks of efforts at training of more personnel, recruitment and roster of visitation to the hospital by various relevant specialists from all over the country. There was contribution on drugs procurement too.
We have entered into partnership agreement with manufacturers in the country, and they will be able to use our facilities to serve as a hub for other states within the sub-region to be able to access quality and affordable medicines in the country. So briefly, this is what we are, and the mandate is that all our medicines should be qualitative and affordable to the people of Yobe State and even beyond.
Again, Yobe State is one of the most agriculturally fertile regions of the country. It is a livestock haven, perhaps with the highest count of cattle and sheep in the country. It is also a vast rice field, especially in its northern area. Yet, it is in the cultivation of sesame that it has a most obvious comparative advantage over other states in the country. There is no section of the state that is not agreeable to sesame cultivation in a large scale. It happens, however, that sesame farmers in Yobe State do not often get the correct value of their products in the market. They have to travel long distances to process it and sell it at unregulated markets. In a major push to support these farmers, the Yobe State government opened up post-sesame seed cleaning, processing and packaging factories in the state. They are in Machina, Unguru, Potoskum and Damachuru. The factory in Machina is 100% completed. The 3 others are in various stages of completion. This is the Machina factory. The machine here has capacity of processing and packaging of 6 tons of sesame per hour. It is still to begin full operation, but if it does, the sesame farmers do not have to travel long distances for processing and packaging of their products.
When it comes to the production or cultivation of sesame, Yobe State excels with distinction. In fact, it has deliberately put out 4 industries across 4 local governments of the state to harness the resources or the natural availability of these resources within it. Now, beautiful if you ask me. But one interesting thing about it is that you find that in most parts of the country, not all states do have this natural endowment and in fact go ahead to process it and put it forward for world market. So I went with the Honorable Commissioner here in Yobe State. So sir, sesame seed, very special because not all parts of the country do have this kind of seed.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So it's rare.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you are processing it, now you are industrializing the state for that.
Yeah.
Obviously, do you know your capacity, the capacity of the state, and which area are most suitable for the cultivation of this in Yobe?
Especially the northern part, ranging from Machina down to Guru, Karaswa, Yunuswari, up to Gaidam. Okay. We can produce in all parts of the state, but this part of the country is much more higher than the other part.
Now, why is the government interested in creating industry like this? Because one of the things you have spoken is that you fear most of your people do take it to Kano for processing and other things like that. Now we have processing facility close to our door. What other consideration is informing government decision?
For our farmers to do their business here, as well as other farmers from other parts of the country to come, and we're inviting them.
Government buy from them, or what happens? Do the government buy from them, or they bring it as a private thing?
No, they can bring it and then process it.
Okay. On their own?
On their own.
So they pay you?
They pay the government, but we are yet to decide on, as I told you, it's yet to be commissioned.
Okay. So
when we commission, then we have our association, this Sesame Seed Farmers Association. Okay. So we'll discuss with them on how to go about it. But all what we know, we establish this to assist them to get more profit, and then government to get more revenue.
Sesame is an international market commodity used mostly in pharmaceuticals and in beverages as preservatives. Many communities in Nigeria also attach great cultural significance to it, especially in their marriage ceremonies. It is of course also an item of foodstuff. The Yobe State government gesture is to basically support the local farmers of sesame and to attract investment in the sector. It has an even greater provision for them, but we will come to that later. Within the context of helping businesses to grow, the Yobe State government built some 4 modern markets across the state. This is in fact Sheikh Mohammed Ngibirima Modern Market in Unguru, one of the 4. It is a beautiful market, qualitatively built and occupying an adorable location. This market has 675 shops and market stalls, all of which are leased out. It has rich provision for water, light, security and parking spaces for motorists. The intention of government is to promote trade and a more suitable environment for trade to thrive. I'm actually captured by how local community, who are frankly speaking not shop owners, are taking advantage of its open spaces and marketing. Government means to empower its people, but now these people have found empowerment. There is still one such market in Gishua. It is not structurally different from the rest. It is called Abubakar Law Modern Market. We speak to some shop owners on their experience with this market.
We are fully satisfied. It will be strange that the way this market is built, artisans like us will not be in it. We stayed in an obscure area before. The opportunity of this market is a celebration. There is enough provision, security in these markets and sanitation. Many a times, I leave my generating set in the open. In the morning, I find it secured by the market security.
To widen its horizon of seismic export and processed meat, the Yobe State government has put in place a most sophisticated cargo airport with the provision of most modern aviation equipment. It is called Muhammad Buhari International Cargo Airport. The airport puts Yobe in the league of modern and progressive states that align with the global best practices in development by opening its spaces to investors, tourists, and educationists, among others. The airport speaks of how serious government is in its seismic export drive and how it desires to create value chain across both meat and seismic export. The export, of course, includes other agricultural produce. The airport covers an area of 15 km by 7 km. The runway is 3.6 km by 45 meters with 100 meters of emergency access road at both ends. It has a loading weight of over 400 tons. It has international standard equipment for safe landing and takeoff, which were certified by authorities including NCAA and NIMET. It, of course, has control watchtower, firefighting equipment, meteorological equipment, and all the equipment of a globally standard airport.
Thinking of sesame seed, which is in abundance here in Yobe State. We're thinking of cattle, meat. We're thinking of beans, gum arabic, groundnut, and anything of hide and skin.
Okay, in terms of recruitment, sir.
Relax. Let's still on this, please. Usually, you find that when you intend to do that, you have people, you have off-takers from the other end.
Yeah.
I don't know, you are not government, but are there any plan, any arrangement with the other end for the uptaking of these things?
Yeah. Right now, as you are coming, you can see the Shippers Council are building their dry port here, close to the just by the side of the airport. So every investor is invited. Land is available that will give them to start doing their business. It's available.
No, I mean because you are exporting products.
Yeah. It's not the government that will export; it's the citizens.
Okay, the citizens.
They will use the airport to export.
Okay, I thought it's government because we are thinking in terms of uptakers on the other end.
It's the public. Everybody from the country, especially the northeast and Yobe in particular.
So you must have done a lot of substantiation on that.
Yeah, we are doing.
Perhaps because of the quantum of livestock, sheep and cattle, especially the Yobe State is endowed with, instead in the state bear the brunt of heavy presence of trailers within the city center and outside of it. These trailers mostly carry livestock waste. Pataskum in Yobe is a big trailer hub, so much they had to ask the state governor Memala Buni to intervene and build a trailer park for them. He answered their call.
Perhaps there is no city in northern Nigeria that has as much density of trailers as Yobe or as Potoskum in Yobe State. I cannot give you a precise estimate, but at any one day you can have as many as 500 trailers in this city. But you know the issue? They usually impede movements in the city and around the horizon, around the territory or around the horizon of the area. So at a point they beg for the president governor to build a trailer park for them. Eventually, the trailer park is coming into full or objective reality. This is it. This place has a capacity to accommodate as many as 1,000 trailers. There is also a place for expansion, which can also accommodate as many as 2,000 trailers. Well, at least that can be a relief for the city center or the Potoskum city center. But the essential thing is that this place is not going to be left the way it is. There are going to be some packages, some provisions, like a restaurant, a police station, a washing cabin, and all these things. So it is a complete package for the people. And when they come, there also may be income for the government.
The park is a work in progress, but the work is advanced. All the stories told here were of how Yobe State government is creating conditions for prosperity and growth for its people. The government is often ahead of itself in its fervent desire to reach out to its people and make life better for them. The stories are as fascinating as they come, but I'm a fan of this one in particular. The people around Chimbosco and Tagali, a riverine community, with the onset of every rainy season, they are close to the world, marooned in their water environment. They are an agrarian community and herdsmen with a large population and rich culture. In an effort to open them up and provide access to the world for them all year round, the Yobe State government is building an access road for them. The road is in progress and it reaches 65% completion. It also comes with drainage facilities to prevent the main road architecture. In yet another strategic decision to bring out historic communities back to their kindred, the Yobe State government is pursuing the construction of Balangua Kamanganam Road.
So this road that is linking Balangua is the phase 1 of the road that is going to link with the mother or the greater Trans-Sahara Road. Then phase 2 of the project, that is from Balangua to Kumaganam, a distance of 30 kilometers, was awarded by the same Yobe State government, which is also a work in progress. It has the same structure of all the federal road that we have in this particular zone. This road, Yobe State government may decide to even link it to Niger Republic through Mayori. And it links almost all the historic towns that is along the Unguru and Kumaganam axis. It links major villages like Bone, like Dagerari, like Fayakafia, like Bulangibia, and so on and so forth. All these are agrarian communities, and they are, villages that has a long history of heritage and part of Unguru district.
There is no way we can all capture the difference Yobe State is making in the life of its people over the last 5 years. There is, of course, a minor visualization of such efforts, which was enhanced by the attainment of peace. It allowed the state government to always think straight, think fast, and think right.